like she wasn't fucking stupid and talking to me like I was incompetent. Which is why I chopped her ass up.
A former Disney star down the wrong path right here in Las Vegas.
You know? Come on, man, look. I'm working.
Off your property.
You wait over here for the police.
I'm off your property.
Don't come back to my house.
In Jesus' name. Yeah.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. Now today I got my milk and cookies, and I wanted to come on here and do another documentary about what happened to Orlando Brown. A lot of you guys really loved my What Happened to Corinne Steffens video, so I decided to come through and do another documentary about what happened to so on and so forth. I was going to do one on the Olsen twins, then I was going to do one on Marcus T. Polk from Moesha. Let me do one on Orlando Brown. A lot of you guys requested this video because it's kind of sad how if I were to ask you what's your most recent memory about Orlando Brown, a lot of you guys wouldn't really mention his work. A lot of you guys would reference the fact that he literally came forth and talked about how Nick Cannon sucked his dick recently.
Oh, don't worry about Nick. Nick, okay, look, fine. Fine, okay? You want me to tell everybody? You want me to let everybody know what that? Okay, fine. Nick, I'll let you suck my dick. Okay? Fine, I said. I let Nick suck my dick. And and I liked it. It was okay.
What the fuck happened? It's kind of sad to see somebody you really loved and looked up to, especially someone who literally has been on our TV for years, turn into this.
Ooh, that shit's so scandalous.
Cisco! Cisco! Get it! Hey! Oh, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
Baby, make your booty go down.
You know, he came up on a time where it was okay to look up to certain child stars and they weren't as fucked up, and social media wasn't around back in the day. You know, nowadays you got little girls who want to look like JoJo Siwa, and nowadays you got little boys who want to be like NBA Youngboy and, you know, fuck shit up and have like 10 or 12 kids. You know, back in the day, a lot of our favorite childhood stars were T and Tamara back when they were on Sister Sister, or Lisa Bonet back when she was on The Cosby Show before she lost her damn mind, or the beautiful Camille Winbush from the Bernie Mac show. It is crazy because a lot of us only have this one vision of them and we assume that they're gonna soar and be amazing, but behind a lot of these child stars is a lot of disgusting abuse and tribulations, and Orlando Brown is a victim of that. At some point, every child star played a role in how he behaved, dressed, and saw the world. But unfortunately, there's a consistent pattern of our favorite child stars either disappearing out of the fucking spotlight or becoming crackheads. It's just too consistent. You know, we've seen it happen with Amanda Bynes, and Amanda Bynes, you know, we already know how that went down. Unfortunately for us, Orlando fell into the statistic of being a child star who went down the wrong path, or should I say trap. When you see all these teens on television, walking red carpets, making millions of dollars, you assume that these kids are living the dream, but sometimes that's not the case. You know, before I decided to laugh at Orlando's stupidity, I decided, what is it about Orlando that made him go down this wrong path? What happened?
I said, come here and let me tickle your pussy. I tickle it this way. I tickle it that way. You had diamonds on your pussy, bitch.
Orlando Brown doesn't really need an introduction, but for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Orlando Brown and want a nice breakdown, here's a quick breakdown of Orlando Brown and pretty much what happened to him. Orlando Brown is a 32-year-old washed-up American actor, voice actor, and rapper from Compton, California. He got his start only at the age of 7 doing Burger King commercials for little to no money before he was discovered and signed to an agency. Orlando pursued acting as a hobby, but mainly did it as a means to support his mother and family, because at the time, when Orlando was 7, him and his mother were consecutively homeless and couch surfing. Orlando later transitioned into doing background acting and made his debut in the hit ABC sitcom Coach back in the 1990s. After only doing a few roles, Orlando eventually was discovered by the Wayans family and got the opportunity to star in the box office hit that we all know and love, Major Payne, at the age of only 8 years old. And from there, he became an overnight success, and still to this day, Major Payne is Damon's biggest movie and is deemed as a classic. Major Payne had a budget of $55 million and grossed over $300 million worldwide in only 1 year. The movie was a really big deal back in the 90s, because for those of y'all who didn't know, Damon Wayans was one of the most poppin'-ass comedians back in the day. Orlando Brown then received mainstream attention after his role on Major Payne, and at one point he was the most famous child star alongside the Olsen twins. A year later, in 1996, Orlando Brown starred in the animated series Waynehead, a Cartoon Network show created by Damon Wayans and the entire Wayans family. The same year, Orlando made his first television debut in LL Cool J's hit sitcom, In the House. And following that, Orlando has had several other cameos throughout the late 90s.
Hey, Austin, could you help me? I finished my homework for Miss Jones' class.
Ooh, you're in trouble. Get ready, Max, because I'm going to roll right over you.
She's just trying to psych you out. Yeah, well, it's working.
Like my Valentine and stuff?
Oh, that's so sweet. Man, your rap is weak. Step aside, Beavis. Watch, and
I'm gonna go get Bandit. Bring him back.
Right.
Take real good care of him.
Yeah.
Every day, right here in my house.
That's right. Now kick rocks.
You know, this is the best date night we've had in weeks.
When the early 2000s came creeping by, Orlando got signed to work with Disney Studios at only the age of 12. And Orlando made his debut when he appeared in the hit series Lizzie McGuire, starring alongside Hilary Duff as Travis. Orlando was later offered by Disney Channel to audition for the animated series The Proud Family. 2 years later, the show's success later granted him the opportunity to be in Raven-Symoné's new Disney Channel show, That's So Raven. Raven-Symoné was already a household name because of her work on The Cosby Show. The first episode of That's So Raven was a global success and averaged at least 3 million viewers per episode every week. Orlando Brown playing Eddie on That's So Raven became the pinnacle of his career, and it became the most recognized role till this present day. And that made him into an even bigger household name at only the age of 15. The show gave Orlando a platform to show off his musical talents.
Right now, I'm really missing your style, your skis, the way you wear your hair. Sometimes I look at the crowd and almost swear you're there. I'm really missing the love I left.
Eventually, That's So Raven came to an end back in 2007 after Raven had walked away because she wanted to pursue bigger and better and more serious roles. Raven was actually offered a spin-off. A lot of y'all don't know that, but she was offered a spin-off to showcase the college life of That's So Raven, but she ended up passing on it. Orlando eventually continued his career as an actor after the show ended back in 2007, and then eventually him and his team actually pitched a spin-off to Disney Channel called Coach Eddie, which is basically life after high school for Eddie Thomas on That's So Raven. But unfortunately, Disney Channel actually passed on it, and they ended up giving the spin-off to Mr. Kyle Massey, who a lot of people claim I fucking look like. After Orlando was done doing That's So Raven, his life kind of went down the wrong path, and this was sort of the beginning of the end for Orlando as far as his career on Disney. Back on April 11th of 2007, Orlando Brown had a run-in with the law because he was caught with possession of marijuana at 1 a.m. in the 4200 block of Westheimer, Texas. According to Craw News, Orlando told the cop that he had never smoked before and he is a quote-unquote youth activist, and that a friend lent him the card to use during his stay in Houston, and the profuse amount of marijuana wasn't his. In 2008, he parted ways with Disney Channel because of his run-in with the law, and Disney refused to work with him again, and Orlando went to pursue other things and more serious work. Orlando, who's really good friends with Flavor Flav, even tried to pitch his own dating reality show on VH1, because at the time, Flavor Flav was one of the hottest shows on television at the time, and Orlando wanted to do his own spin. But unfortunately, VH1 passed on it because they didn't believe in the idea.
So, moving on, I got a, reality show by the name of Orlando Brown Presents Daddy's House, VH1 MTV, and, just trying to do it real big, something like a Flavor of Love, but, me in the midst of all the young ladies, and, I think it's going to be a good look. So,
Well, I just dropped Peter Pan, my new single, and also, I have a video for it, a music video. You can expect me to be on 106th and Park very soon, and you can, expect to hear the record in rotation.
And off that, look out for the Orlando Brown show. I'll say that to the day I die. If I don't die before it come out. And you know, got the music still popping and everything.
As time went on, Orlando struggled to book roles because he couldn't break out of that cute character image, and unfortunately, it was hard for him to book a lot of roles as an adult. 4 years later, Orlando started to get caught up in tabloids, and this is where it all started for him. In 2011, Orlando was arrested on a DUI, and the public became aware of his drinking problem. Orlando then took a very long break from the industry and randomly disappeared out of the spotlight for at least half a decade to focus on his personal life. In 2015, Orlando made an appearance on The View alongside his old castmates from That's So Raven, and Orlando seemed fine. He seemed pretty sane, but a lot of people didn't realize he was going through a lot of shit. Until, at the end of 2015, this happened. At the end of 2015, towards the beginning of 2016, Orlando Brown joined Instagram and made a very, very ugly comeback.
Happy birthday to me. So, you nigga.
In 2016, Orlando Brown decided to come back to the entertainment industry, but he actually wanted to pursue his dream as a rapper and a activist. And this is the most important part of the story because this is when a lot of people started to be concerned with his actions. His music was a fucking monstrosity.
I got a lone song. Hi, I'm famous. You know what my name is. Money to Uranus, nigga, you can kiss my anus. I was hella alive. Me and all of my niggas there, we better get fly. I'm so hella alive.
And whoever produced that Kids Bop trap music bullshit needs their ass beat. After his song's release, media outlets looked for an opportunity to exploit him and use him as a pawn for clicks and virality because the media saw Orlando as a pawn because every time a child star goes sour, the media does everything they can to get a rise out of them.
Like Raven did when she was black.
I mean, I told you in the first interview, I mean, she gave me, and then I gave her some, I do, yeah.
They said, can you explain?
They love I ate her pussy.
Okay, that's what we had thought. People have been saying it, and most of the people had thought that's what the.
I had the nam cakes. I went inside the land of the man that wants to go inside if he can, but couldn't do it, man. But I did. I said I could do it, and I can. Imagine that as the clit, man. See, we're gonna take it to another level. Fuck it, let's go. It's like this. You know, you have to hold it. You flip it. And it comes on ya. Legs this way. You go. And then
television industry so full of shit. Tyler Perry made his money instead of playing as a bitch. I'm refused to play a puppet, so I write my own script. Got a Debo the game, something like a Will Smith. Let's go. Saying that
they did it with Michael Jackson. They did it with Britney Spears. They did it with Miley Cyrus, Amanda Bynes, and now they were doing it to Orlando Brown back in 2016. Orlando, being as desperate as he was, he took all the opportunity and attention he could to promote his garbage-ass single, and his new music instantly went viral, and not for good reasons. His music caused a public uproar. A lot of it had a lot to do with him making controversial claims. One of the very few claims that he made that a lot of people still talk about to this day, he and Raven conceived a child and Raven aborted it. Orlando Brown then went on several press runs and did interviews on some of the biggest platforms to spill the beans on Hollywood and his co-stars on every single one of his interviews. Now, don't get me wrong, some of this shit was funny, but a lot of it wasn't very funny. A lot of it was a little bit too out of pocket, and it kind of made me question why I was laughing at Orlando Brown. There's a difference between people laughing with you and laughing at you, and you can clearly see that people with mental health issues who use social media as a coping mechanism, you can tell that they use it to seek validation, and a lot of times people dismiss it with laughs, laughing emojis, and do another video, which then becomes very toxic to certain people's mental health. One of Orlando's most outlandish moments in 2015 was his interviews with DJ Vlad.
Off Bullets in Compton. What's up, nigga? So I see you. And you know what I mean? Even in Watts, hey, I see a Grape Street, nigga. Yeah. And then it's just like Inglewood, you know, throw that shit up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But
Orlando also claimed that as time went on, Raven eventually switched up on him and accused him of stealing her phone back in 2015, and he claims that that's how him and Raven fell off and stopped being friends. Orlando then continued his press runs after Raven-Symoné had announced that she was rebooting That's So Raven back in October 2016 and creating Raven's Home, and Orlando wasn't very happy for it, nor was he here for it, because Orlando was highly upset and disappointed because the producers, nor Raven, gave him a call to be a part of the reboot.
You dumbass bitch, crusty ass bitch, bum ass bitch, stupid ass bitch, bum ass bitch, hoe ass bitch, trick ass bitch, they dog ass bitch.
The next motherfucker that asks me about some Raven, I'ma suck that titty. About my ass. A duper top, crash.
But then again, how the fuck you expect them to call you for the reboot when you smoking cock? Mind you, his constant obsession with Raven was happening all while he was with his baby mama and girlfriend at the time, Amina. And I personally believe that she plays a big role in his social media rants and mental breakdowns, because I noticed frequently while he would be on fucking IG Live or on Instagram making a monstrosity of himself, she would normally be in the background egging it on, co-signing it, encouraging it, or ignoring and enabling his behavior. A month after his public criticism of Raven-Symoné, Orlando's public outburst got even worse and worse when he and his baby mama Amina publicly broke up online. And then to make matters worse, he went on Instagram Live to out the fact that she was broke and that she was using him.
Amina, this is what you want? Be honest with what? Amina. Knock it off, Amina. You're broke as fuck. You work at goddamn Viacom. I'm Orlando Brown. You're nobody. I made your motherfucking ass. I breathe life into your old ass. You're old as fuck. You're old as fuck. Guess what? Yeah, right. Who cares about that? You got me fucked up. You sound like shit. Your life is over. You look like this. You're broke as fuck. You can't even buy me shit. Exactly. Thank you. You're welcome. You're broke as fuck. She has nothing. She has nothing.
Where?
Go in. Exactly. I'm gonna give it to this motherfucker now. You see that? Go in. Yeah, go in, motherfucker. Guess what? Have you been where I've been? Do you know anybody in the world? No, you don't. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Bitch, I made you. Because it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh, guess what? I don't have a manager. I said it on fucking Vlad. The bitch is sad. She's mad because I am her dad. I do everything, nigga. I'm the best she ever had. Motherfucker, I'll run your back. Look at you out there. Beat on me. You a fucking. Why you beating on me? Why you beating on me? Why you beating on me? Who's beating on me? Get off me, motherfucker.
Who's beating on me? Oh, look at that. Look at him bite.
You broke my phone?
And they got back together and eventually got into another altercation that became physical outside of a Torrance, California police station. Yes, they literally fought outside a fucking police station. After he was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend, Orlando later got his car searched that same night, and the police found a profuse amount of narcotics in his car, and the police took him in for questioning because it looked like the amount of narcotics in his car, it looked like he was planning on selling them. After he was arrested, Orlando didn't really learn his fucking lesson after that. He actually went on to stalk his girlfriend, even though he had just got arrested for assaulting her outside of a police station.
That's my family, nigga. Huh? Get no fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Got my bitch on some fucking. Are you serious, nigga? That's my woman. Not my bitch, my woman, nigga. We in my motherfucking house, nigga. Some fucked up shit, though.
Then in the beginning of 2018, Orlando Brown was actually arrested for robbing his best friend's restaurant. Yes, he got arrested for robbing his best friend and trying to change the locks.
A former Disney star down the wrong path right here in Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us tonight, by the way. I'm Jim Snyder.
I'm Latoya Silman and for Marie Mortera. Orlando Brown, who is best known for his role in That's So Raven, caught burglarizing his friend's new restaurant and venue, who says turning him in might actually help save him.
This mugshot of a smiling 30-year-old Orlando Brown is what's concerning to his friend.
Just from that picture alone, it showed that something is wrong. It's either drugs or a mental problem.
Former Death Row Records artist Danny Boy came to Las Vegas to open Legends Restaurant and Venue in the Arts District. He says Brown showed up a few weeks ago and he could tell he needed help.
He just didn't look like the Orlando that I once knew.
So he took him in.
We were working here at the restaurant day and night trying to get things done.
Fast forward to 6 Sunday morning when Brown triggered an alarm at the venue. Danny Boy says Brown covered the security cameras with kitchen towels and was trying to change the locks. He took off running and ended up on the roof of the business. He couldn't get Brown down on his own, so he called police.
But that was a tough decision for me because this is my friend.
But his friend's behavior was erratic.
Sir, what's your name? He said Prince Jackson. Prince Jackson is my name, and that's my dad. He was pointing to me.
Danny Boy says he doesn't think Brown needs jail time, but it was the fastest way to get him some help.
And then not too long later, this ended up happening. In the beginning of 2018, Orlando Brown was viciously assaulted and arrested by the bounty hunters who were looking for him because of his failures to appear in court and missing his court date because of drug possession charges. So when the bounty hunters found him inside of his girlfriend's home for missing his court date, he was arrested in his underwear and they savagely assaulted him.
Give me my phone.
He's up there.
Okay. We're going up. Get off, Mama. Get off. You can go to jail.
Orlando, come out with your hands up!
Fuck that person. I don't even know if that motherfucker, can he leave a Canon?
Don't you kick my door. Open it. Keyboard.
Hey! Open the freaking door. Watch out, watch out. Watch out! Motherfucker, show me your fucking hands!
Yes, sir.
You got a warrant for your arrest! Show me your hands!
Yes, sir.
Show me your hands!
I know I have a warrant, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, what's the problem?
What's your name?
What have I done, sir?
What is your name?
What is all of this?
State your name! State your name!
Sir, what is this?
State your name.
I'm
At the end of the day, you have some warrants. Can you listen to me? Yes, sir. So at the end of the day, you have these warrants. You're picked up. This is why you're going back to LA County. What's your name?
Sir.
You tell me now. We're gonna go ahead and film. Here's the deal.
This is disrespectful.
You left. Listen to me, you You left California. It's a felony when you flee.
I didn't flee.
What are you doing here then, brother?
A few months after Orlando's arrest in 2018, he went on to cry for more and more attention the best way he could. He went on several more platforms and got exploited by several more media outlets to do interviews.
I savage nigga, fuck your mama right after we take a picture. Wanna know why your people ain't fucking with you? Probably cause you took African out the picture. And that's what bitch niggas made of. That what fuck niggas made of. Drop top, better jacket up. That what bust a nigga made of. Wanna know why your people ain't fucking with you? Probably cause you took African out the picture. Wanna know why your people ain't fucking with you? Probably cause you took little cousin made of. That what little girl made of. No.
And then I said it like this. I said, fuck Jay-Z, I'm the new Don, and Neo is gay. What the fuck these hoes on? Sucking dick every day like the nigga Trey Songz.
So for more attention and shock value, Orlando Brown pushed his obsession with Raven-Symoné for likes and media attention. And Orlando even posted a picture on Instagram of him literally getting a tattoo of Raven-Symoné on his neck. And this is what Raven had to say.
Her face on his neck. Yeah, what do you make of that? I make of the second season of That's So Raven will be coming out July 25th. Bye. Are you ready?
Now, don't get me wrong, I don't blame Raven for not wanting to help Orlando, and I don't blame her for paying him dust and clowning him, although he clearly needs fucking help. Because if somebody made a lot of serial claims about you and claimed that you did something with them, would you want to help them? I think the fuck not.
They said, can you explain?
I ate her pussy.
Okay.
You know, I told you about the peaches and cream and how she was, you know, sucking on my little thing and all that. It was great, but you know, you gotta look about this. It was right here, and it went down. And you touched the titty right there, and it's right there in the middle. It's round. That's what makes me Orlando Brown.
Mind you, that wasn't really good press for her show Raven's Home that had just released a couple months after. Orlando was later homeless because he constantly kept relying on residual checks to pay his bills. Orlando constantly kept blowing away all his money on hotel rooms, drugs, and alcohol. On October of 2018, Orlando's best friend and former manager of 11 years, keep that in mind, manager of 11 years, Solomon Barron, kicked him out of his house for starting a ruckus and recorded the entire thing, to which he then proceeded to post a video on his YouTube channel, his struggle YouTube channel.
Bitch ass nigga. Give my phone back, bitch ass nigga. You don't know the password.
That's Orlando Brown, y'all.
Bitch ass nigga trying to take my shit. That's gay ass shit, bro.
Look, my shit right over there. I called the
Look at this circus clown.
It's whole blood.
Go ahead. Walk him on the corner.
Sock me out. Sock this
Look at this nigga
clown out.
dirty ass feet.
Yep.
This
Sock me
bum
out.
ass nigga. Try to get this nigga some love. He want shit on you.
Yep.
Now I know why he ain't got no family.
What?
Get the fuck away from here, nigga.
I got gun.
You better get away from my house before you get knocked the fuck out.
Knocked out for calling God. Bro, I'm chilling, bro.
Get away from my house, yo.
I'm away from your house. Hit me. I'm away. I'm off your
If
property.
you come back over there, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
I'm off your property.
You wait over here for the police.
I'm off your property.
Don't come back to my
In
house.
Jesus' name. Yeah.
Finna grab my shit, bro.
Grab your shit, B.
Yup. Got the dirtiest fuck. Again.
Ain't nothing, bro. Same old power of God. That's it. It's what you go through to be the greatest, bro. It's what you gotta go through. You don't break. Because you're not homeless. You're very, very wealthy. You're very, very blessed. And you're a very good friend. So what you do is, you document more for the documentary, bro. In Jesus' name. It's all good. In Jesus' name. Hey, kids around the world.
Man, get your shit and
When
get the
they do
fuck
you
from
like
in front of
this,
my house, man.
You pick your shit
Fuck
up
up outta
and you
here.
move. Don't cause no problems, kids. You pick your shit up and you move in Jesus'
Go ahead,
name.
man. Get your shit up out of here.
In God's name. That's it. In the name of Jesus. See my dirty ass feet? Yeah, sexy as a motherfucker.
Yo, get off my block, man. Go ahead, get your
Get
stuff.
off my block. Get off the block. Get off the block, Elijah. They don't want you here.
Why most people record every fucking thing, I'll never fucking know. But at that point, that's when a lot of people started really feeling bad for Orlando, especially around the people who are around him in general. Because you would think that Orlando was doing it from type of PR publicity for a new show, but it really wasn't the case. You know, this is literally somebody who's having a mental breakdown and constant episodes. The video that Solomon Baring, aka Orlando Brown's manager, recorded has been viewed several times, and despite Solomon getting tons of backlash, he refused to take it off the internet. 2 months later, in late December of 2018, Orlando's ex-manager Solomon shockingly tried to get Orlando some help, or so he claimed he tried to get Orlando some help. And Orlando and his manager made an appearance on the Dr. Phil show. Yes, of all platforms, Dr. Dusty Ass Phil is the one show that they decided to do, of all shows. But I'm not really surprised. Following his appearance on the show, instead of Dr. Phil actually trying to help Orlando, he actually made matters even worse. Not only did Dr. Phil ask him several dumbass questions, but he continues to make a mockery and a clownery out of Orlando, considering that Orlando was supposed to be there to get some help, but instead, he sat up there and expected Orlando Brown to beg him for help.
That some of your thinking is confused, and I think that you need some treatment for that will unravel that. You know that I'm offering to help you, and you should take that help.
I'm 4 years sober for a reason. I just now got out of rehab. I just now got out of ER. I'm not doing no more time away from my kids other than I need to. I appreciate that, but me being free after being locked behind bars for no reason and being set up, I can't dedicate another 90 days of being monitored all my life. I don't need that crap like other people. It's a slap in the face to people that actually need it.
So you want to get back to your kids?
Yeah, it's like, I want my kids to be with me at Neverland. I just don't want to.
And how old are your kids?
I got a 2-year-old, 2-year-old, 5-year-old. I think it's 8 and 11.
All right. Now, and what's the 2-year-old's name?
2-year-old, still in the belly. Still in the belly. We don't know yet.
We'll be fine, and then out of nowhere he'll say, "I'm Prince Jackson. Michael Jackson's my father."
Dr. Phil basically used Orlando as a means for shock value, and it worked because several of those clips that you just seen were posted onto YouTube and have millions of views. I don't care what no one says. Orlando's manager, whatever, Solomon, is diabolical as fuck. If Solomon really wanted to lend a helping hand to Orlando, his manager of 11 years, he could have got him the help way sooner. Because when he saw signs of mental instability, he decided to ignore it when Orlando was a teenager.
You know, it's like he had no upbringing. Like, this problem started a long time ago. I don't know how he even got this far in life. Like, he doesn't carry a wallet, he doesn't have ID, he keeps his money in his sock.
Solomon could have made the needed calls to get Orlando off his social media and to get him into a psych office, but he basically used Orlando's face to get him on the Dr. Phil show. And not only that, he also decided to get his face on there on Dr. Phil's show because obviously Solomon Barron is trying to promote his brand because, you know, he is a struggling manager and hasn't booked a big actor in years. So you can clearly see that he's probably living off of Orlando Brown's residuals checks, and he clearly doesn't give a fuck about Orlando because if he did, he wouldn't get him on some whack-ass TV show. So when people try to hold Solomon, his manager, accountable, this is what he said. He put out a statement saying, as I strategically plan to get Orlando back to Hollywood in search of a Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the task at hand has become much more complicated than expected when I realized that Orlando has serious mental issues, so the objective have changed. Helping Orlando recognize and overcome his illness have become my main focus. Being a newcomer in Hollywood and managing Orlando has took a toll on me financially and mentally. This whole 2018 has been a fast, out-of-control spiral for Orlando. My guidance and knowledge can no longer help him. New friends and new foes are an everyday living necessity for Orlando. Through blurred lines and revaluations from his past, I try to piece his life back together and continue our pursuit. Now that this task has become too heavy, I reached out to the one and only Dr. Phil to work his magic and give me help to help Orlando. The whole world awaits to see what's next for Orlando. And trying to get him exploited. Because we know how Dr. Phil gets down. You know, you saw what he did with Danielle Ravioli. You saw what he did with several other people, like Treasure. You know, it's just... Of all people, of all platforms, Dr. Phil. Solomon has been with Orlando since he was a child, and it's a damn shame how Solomon flat out admitted on the show that he saw signs of it, but chose to ignore it. After his appearance on Dr. Phil's show, Solomon tried to brand a YouTube channel about the behind the scenes of Orlando Brown's life. He continued to record Orlando outside of his window, acting a fool, and decided to record the behind the scenes of Orlando's life of him doing fuck shit.
I had to kick this nigga out my crib. Now he outside of my house screaming, acting retarded.
Bitch ass nigga. Give my phone back, bitch ass nigga. You don't know the password.
That's Orlando Brown, y'all.
Bitch ass nigga trying to take my shit. That's gay ass shit, bro.
Now, he did all that obviously to bring monetization and to blow up his connection with Orlando. And he did that obviously because he wanted to promote his struggle YouTube channel. A wise woman once told me, some people will love you as much as they can use you. Loyalty stops where their benefits end. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to fully put the blame on other people because I feel like we kind of have to hold Orlando Brown accountable for his actions, just like Raven did. Just because you're from the hood, that doesn't mean you have to be hood. Orlando legitimately had everything. A promising career at only the age of 8. $1 million homes, cars, a short-lived music career, and the opportunity to retire at the age of only 25 years old. But instead, he allowed his mental health to get the best of him. You know, at the end of the day, that might sound kind of fucked up, but we all got issues. Just because you came from heartache, hardship, and neglectful circle of family and friends who probably wanted to eat off your achievements, that doesn't really give you an excuse to act out, be a drug addict, and make accusations about your former co-stars for attention.
So it was beautiful, but see, her titty was just like, it was a smooth titty.
That, like, this kind of behavior, there's just no excuse for it at the end of the day. But at the same time, Orlando's behavior is a product of a child who wasn't protected. Parents, protect the youth. Protect the children. They need protection. A lot of parents, not all, just seem to not want to have these conversations. These difficult conversations, believe it or not, will help your kids develop a tougher exterior. And I'm no parent, but I can obviously speak from experience that had my parents prepared me for a lot of shit, I would have made so many fucking mistakes at an early age. And please, for God's sakes, never dismiss your child's mental health, because when you do, you end up with an Orlando. Orlando even admitted that his mom actually plays a role for him being the way he is.
No. Hear me out. Like I'm saying, I remember this. I remember going under your bed, and I remember looking at your diary. I remember, hear me.
I've never lied about my
Mama, hear me what I'm saying. This is the shit I got to go through. Mama, listen.
Mama, listen. I'm trying to tell you that I called you after I found your diary. This is when we was living over there off of Con. Mama, listen. Mama, listen to me. Listen to me. Hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm not trying to start an argument or nothing. I'm trying to tell you what I went through, what I remember.
I've never lied to you.
Okay, remember. Okay, you can remember. Mama, can you please let me finish what I'm trying to say? Can you please let me finish what I have to say? Because I'm the one that actually experienced it and went through it. Can you hear me?
And I'm the one listening.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is I went under your diary. Under your bed. I was literally being nosy, being bad as hell, okay? I wasn't supposed to be looking. And just like I found your pornos, it was a whole box of pornos. It was about 300 of them. We used to watch them. It was fat girls. It was the old people. No, but you had over like 340 pornos, mama. You had a lot of pornos. You had a big old 2 boxes of pornos.
It doesn't matter.
Bobby, you had a lot of pornos.
But why isn't anybody asking Orlando, who hurt you? Where did this all start? Why didn't your so-called mother or manager or who apparently raised you protect you from these dark forces in Hollywood? But for some reason, every time Orlando goes on an interview is, why are you so crazy? Are you sober now? So, did you really nut and have babies with Raven? So, why didn't you get help? Like, what the fuck does that even solve? Telling somebody why don't they get help? Or why are you so crazy? You know, I feel like a lot of people have to understand that dissecting the problem first and getting through the individual and establishing and opening the layers of the individual is normally how you get through somebody's mental health issues. It normally happens amongst people of color who have been conditioned to think that just because they're going through mental health issues and a midlife crisis, that they should just dust it off and get over it because life goes on. Mental health is often dismissed in these communities because we've always in general been conditioned to just get over it. You'll be fine, or just pray about it and get over it. You know, it gets so bad to the point where so many people are so desensitized with telling people to just get over their mental health. You know, it's crazy because a lot of people think the whole mental health thing is just some new thing when it's always been a thing in life. And a good example is this. Like, I remember a year ago, an Uber driver literally called me fat. Like, I literally hopped in an Uber, and basically I had on essential oils for aromatherapy. And long story short, he asked me, what was that smell? And I was like, oh, it's lemongrass essential oil. It's for my anxiety to calm me down. And he literally said to me, anxiety? No, you're too young to be having anxiety. No, I think it's because you have too much fat. You have too much fat. Like, maybe you should, like, work out more. Meanwhile, this bitch was damn near bigger than my ass. So you see what I mean when I say people often dismiss mental health, especially the older generation. So I can already imagine what Orlando was going through, despite I don't want to make excuses for him, but I can kind of see where he might have been so fucked up. If society encouraged people to seek psych help, then we could have a lot less school shooters. We would have a lot less thugs, and we would have a lot less bums out here in the streets. People aren't born bad or crazy. It's instilled in them at an early age, and they become desensitized to a lot of things that aren't very normal. You know, a lot of people who you meet who are negative, who are Debbie Downers, who every time you meet them, they always got some mean or nasty shit to say. 9 times out of 10, they've been desensitized to feel that way because of what they have been instilled when they were a child. A lot of people who go around throwing temper tantrums and going off on people and trying to fight people everywhere they go. That's all they've ever known because it's been instilled in them as a child. So people aren't born this way. It's normally a buildup, and it's something that usually turns to something ugly because certain people never found ways to cope. That's why I feel bad for people who have bad tempers and bad anger management issues, because those are people that never knew how to cope with their anger. Those are people who never learned how to cope at an early age because all they did and all people around them did was dismiss their behavior rather than making them look into it. But it's always shocking to see child stars be at the forefront of all of this because when you see them on TV, you think they're having the time of their lives, having fun, going on red carpets, making so much money, they're in commercials, but in reality, a lot of them are victims of abuse and neglect, or the infamous MK Ultra chips. And if you guys haven't heard of the MK Ultra chips or the phrase MK Ultra, it's basically a form of mind control that was allegedly created by the CIA to mentally control people's mindset. You know, it's been infamously known to be instilled into a lot of celebrities, especially child stars. Hence why every time a child star reaches their 20s or their late teens, you notice that they all of a sudden go crazy. It's just like, where did this come from? You know, a lot of times people say that when their MK Ultra chip burns out, all those emotions and all those repressed behavior, repressed nastiness and naughtiness starts to fly out of them. You know, there's a whole movie about it, which I recommend a lot of y'all see. But a lot of people also think that Orlando Brown might have had an MK Ultra chip inserted in him. But it's one of those things where a lot of people, especially the internet, just make a joke out of everything. So every time a child star goes sour, a lot of people just find it funny, which sometimes it's not funny. And I think a lot of us are too desensitized about mental health to realize, maybe this isn't very funny.
What's your relationship like with her now?
Right now, it's pretty good. I want to marry her, but I gotta find out a way to ask her. A lot of drinking is what happened. I was drinking a lot.
You know, fast forward to 2019, after 4 years of Orlando constantly making the news and media outlets, Orlando still wasn't getting better mentally, physically. You know, he still looks like shit. No offense. In fact, he still to this day refuses to get help and is still on his buffoonery on social media. Orlando even still to this day goes around making wild accusations about celebrities.
I know Trey Songz sucks dick. I know. I know Trey Songz. Trey Songz, yeah, I've heard about Trey Songz sucking a few dicks in his lifetime. I know Young Thug sucks on Baby's old crusty dick. It's nasty. It's nasty. I happen to know Diddy fucks boys. It's nasty. It's nasty.
Orlando Brown even changed his bio on Instagram, and he changed his bio on Instagram to Michael Blanket Jackson Jr. Sala, and he also included in his bio on Instagram, "I love you at real Donald Trump. Lucifer, you no longer have the same power as God. I renounce your throne and rebuke you." Aside from his recent debacle with Nick Cannon and him claiming Nick Cannon gave him fellatio, Orlando still aims for attention, and he even tries to thrive off of attention from the masses, because when he did claim that Nick Cannon gave him fellatio, went on several social media rants for more attention. It's unfortunate to see a Disney star, especially someone as iconic as Orlando Brown, go through these trials and tribulations in the public eye, but that's what happens when people never find a coping mechanism to deal with their inner internalized issues. That's what happens when people never learn how to cope. Some people result into drugs, alcohol, murder. Some people result into going to the streets. Some people result into filling the void with sex or so many other things. And it's unfortunate how a lot of people never find coping mechanisms, because then they end up like Orlando Brown, the Amanda Bynes, and so on and so forth. So it's possible that Orlando was always this way, but the darkness inside of him, like I said in the beginning of this video, grew and grew until it took over his entire life. But you can't necessarily depend on drugs and alcohol to repress your anxiety or anger, because let's say it's not in your arm's reach. How crazy will you go when it's not around? You know, you can't really rely on certain mood-altering substance to get through your mental health. Sometimes you just can't rely on certain things, especially if they're toxic for your body in general. Trying to repress your mental health and your anger and your basically overall mental habits is like trying to heal a scar with a bandage, because it's a matter of time before that band-aid rips, gets moist, and falls off, and then you're forced to deal with the scars that you have. It's a shame to see Orlando go from the cute little kid from Major Payne to damn near looking 85 years old. Meanwhile, he's literally only 32 years old. And this is why I always say, black don't crack unless you smoke it. And he made a choice to indulge into mood-altering substance. He made a choice to make troll music. He made a choice to sign up for social media and troll for attention in order to get validation to help his mental health. He chose a lot of these toxic things. And we all have choices, and he made a choice. Struggles don't define you unless you let them. And this is what I think needs to happen with Orlando. Orlando needs to take time and realize his consequences of his actions. He has children now, and like Nick Cannon said, it's all fun and games until we lose Orlando. The world will later start posting pictures of Orlando if he were to pass away, saying R.I.P. And it's the same with Nip. Y'all remember Nipsey Hussle? If it weren't for Nip passing away, no one would have supported his music. Until he was gone, the Grammys constantly kept sleeping on his music. Until he was gone, people never reposted his music. But now all of a sudden, when he releases a new song, and he's not even around anymore, all of a sudden, people are quick to stream it with a quickness. And, you know, there's even rumors of him coming out with an album soon. He's not even around. And guess what? I guarantee when it comes out, everybody's going to be reposting it. But no one really cared to do when he was around, though. God forbid anything horrible happens, I guarantee you everybody's going to be like, oh my God, gone too soon. We miss you, RP to a legend. I remember when we used to work together, or we've seen you from Major Payne. We love you and miss you. We're praying for your family. It's just like, you see that he's going through some fuck shit now, and some people could have easily ended a lot of the fuck shit with just a simple phone call. He needs a better circle of people who are going to balance him out. Some child stars turn out to be dreadful. Some child stars turn out to be fine. Some of them never have mental issues. Some of them have a group of family or parents to hold them down and keep them grounded. But unfortunately, the one thing I do hope is that everyone takes from this video is that it doesn't hurt to take accountability and to rise above your struggles. It doesn't hurt to go see therapy. Seeing therapy doesn't necessarily make you crazy. And please, for goodness sakes, don't live your life trying to give everybody everything, especially at a young age. Don't live your life trying to work just to please other people or go get that degree just to please somebody. I think it's really best for you to understand that you need to live for yourself. When is it going to be your turn for you to get taken care of? When is it going to be your turn to be taken care of when you need it the most? When is it going to be your turn for you to be tucked in after you just tucked everybody else in? But hey, I hope everybody learned something from this video. Unfortunately, Orlando Brown isn't doing well, but eventually he'll see the light. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other child stars you guys want me to cover. Let me know what sitcoms, shows you guys want me to cover. A lot of you guys wanted me to do a video on why The Game ended, why Bernie Mac's show ended, why Marvin Kids ended, why Parenthood ended. Comment some suggestions if you guys have any. And I'm going to go fuck up my Oreos, cookies with my milk, and I'm going to fuck to sleep. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe like I just said. Make sure you guys add me on Patreon. My Patreon is at TROYCETV. It's as low as $2. If you guys want to, you guys can also subscribe to my podcast. It's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, so on and so forth. And also, make sure you guys click that car marshal link. Click it, click it, click it. I get paid per click, per commission. If you guys are interested in supporting me, that's what you can do. You can click this car marshal link and I get paid per click. You can even open multiple tabs. And yeah, y'all get the point. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, that's that. Troy's out this bitch. Oh, child, things will get brighter. Living up a hill, child. Things are gonna get easier.